minutes from August 13th.
That's the revised.
Yes,
And
that's
that-
what I mean, the
I
reason.
sent out the, revised ones with Mark Clark's
If
suggestion.
anybody needs to look at them, I have some copies just in case.
Those are the minutes that I will approve. Submit to the board.
I make a motion that we approve the revised.
I had asked you in one of the thousands of emails I sent you that how you wanted to.
Here's the call.
look at.
Here's the
Oh,
call.
me.
I get an answer to maybe 1 out of 100.
Hey, Mark,
Okay, so I made a motion.
I heard a motion from Bill
Second.
Strand
And
to
I second.
yes, Joan to second it. All in favor of accepting the amended minutes?
I
Aye. Hearing none, great. I'm leaving this as a standing item just in case. I didn't see anything that we'd actually taken any votes by email over the last month,
And
our last board meeting.
I meant to search any potential emails.
Anybody had any
but I don't know which-
reference? So I left it there. In case we come back, I'll pass over this for right now. So with that said, let's move on to the treasurer's report.
Okay, I emailed copies out to everyone yesterday. And I didn't bring any extra copies. It's upon you to bring your own copies.
I did bring a couple extras if anybody needs it.
Oh, you're too sweet.
Go ahead. I won't
Okay.
always do that.
Okay, the first report is the balance sheet asset account, short version. It just shows our total assets of $47,879.63 and our total equity account of the same. So, going on to the income and expense statement next, which is a 3 sheet. 1, 2, 3 sheet. This is as of August 31st. So, if you go to the last page, our total operating income account, for the month of August is $6,699.40. And our total charitable income accounts showed $12,750. So we have a deficit of $6,050.60. Sorry,
Yes.
our,
Deficit.
yeah, that's because remember when we issue an invoice, it gets posted.
Yes.
When the payments come in, they ultimately come in, but they're already posted as having been paid.
Got it.
So some of the money hasn't come in yet. Okay,
Mark, do you need copies of any of these to see? Okay, you got it.
got it? Okay. And our operating expense account, yeah, I think I screwed up here because it's certainly not 6,000, it's the same number. So I did screw up.
should be 8683740, right?
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. What did I do this?
It's the total expenses for the month. Right above it.
Yeah, I know, that's where I screwed up. I didn't catch it until just now, I'm so sorry. So my total operating
And that's
expenses.
still not gonna get you fired.
Oh, damn.
How hard you try.
All right, so that's first check.
Okay, but, okay, well, you can look at it.
Yeah.
Okay, and just so that you know, I ran a report yesterday, as of September 8th, which was Sunday, because I wanted to report on where is it? The total income so far for our raffle for Bookmobile is $2,004.02. Okay,
How much? 2,002.
2402, okay?
I have $200. So
I have at least that much too.
And I wanted to remind everyone, and we need to do it at the meeting today, the drawing is this Saturday.
Yes, it is.
So if anyone has any tickets or any money, especially the ticket stuff, they need to be gotten to us as soon as possible.
who's collecting all those? You?
I have them right here.
Okay,
I guess. Yes, sir.
I'll have to get to your house.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll bring mine to your house too.
Okay, perfect.
I'll make sure
I
Contact
believe you
info.
guys will give you the money. I'm more interested in making
The
sure we have
tickets.
the stub.
I understand.
Okay, yeah,
Yes.
and Bill, you need to remember to bring
The
the
wheel.
raffle wheel for Saturday for the drawing for the
This
raffle.
Saturday,
Yeah,
send me an email, will you?
okay, I will do that. Because the only thing that
What if I bring it to your house?
I need to talk about two things. Number one, I sent out a flash today with, again, the Krabby Blues flyer and also the flyer for our raffle.
About my first.
And I've already gotten a phone call from someone who wants to buy 3 tickets and someone who I think is sending an email to our Rotary Gmail account. Who monitors that? Because
You can have that sent over to somebody.
it can be auto forwarded, I understand, but I
I
haven't,
thought Dolores was monitoring it before. But I could be wrong on that.
I don't know.
Monitoring what?
I haven't had
The email account.
the
for the Rotary.
Gmail account for Rotary.
I'm monitoring.
You have. it.
Okay, because the flash went out today. I already got one phone call who wanted tickets. And the lady sent me an email saying, who do I contact? And then she said, oops, sorry, I didn't read enough. Okay, so I'm thinking, she didn't leave me a voicemail. She sent an email for a Gmail account. So we need. to get
Yeah,
back
I
to-
look at it at least every other day. I mean, I don't necessarily look at it. It stays open on mine.
Okay. But we need
So you
to,
may have a request for tickets there.
right, and
Okay.
the drawing is this Saturday, so we need to make sure that we get them the receipts.
Right.
Thank you.
Or somebody can also be, if they're there, they can get tickets, right?
Yes.
Yes, they can.
Yes.
Okay, well,
We're gonna talk about this a little bit more. in the
Great.
agenda. Yeah.
the other thing I wanted to mention is that I personally paid for the case that that Rice boat is in, and I haven't vouchered it yet. And that's about $340. And I'm willing to just eat that personally, so that we get more money going into the bookmobile.
That's very
That's a very generous and nice donation, but I don't think it's necessary.
I don't think it's necessary either. I think we've got plenty.
If you want to spend, if you want to use the $348, give it to the foundation.
Ah.
That helps you.
Ah.
That helps you with your.
Get that. Okay, I just wanted to be above board about things. I will reimburse myself,
Right.
so that you know.
What
And I-
Like we're not, not like we're poor.
I always try to do when I was reimbursed for something, just be sure everything was transparent, is to run it by the president too. And just send them a copy of the voucher. I'm reimbursing myself for this, okay?
I think we can include it in the
And
minutes
And
today.
there's a 10% chance that you'll answer.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
I think we can include it in today's minutes that we're going to,
Reimburse Joan.
we're all good in approving reimbursing Joan up to roughly $350 for the case she bought for the Dead Rise model.
Great, thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay,
I have a couple of questions, John.
I'm sure I don't have answers.
All right, for one thing,
Which report are you looking at?
well, I'm looking at the
Income and expense.
income and expense
Statement.
statement, which is the one I printed out. And I still can't tell, looking at this, what our current balance is in the operating account and the charitable account. So I would urge you to add that to the to reports. There's several things that that I have questions about. I don't think we need to discuss them all in front of the board. But just sort of general things. Just looking at this when it came across, and I'm not sure I get as clear a picture of what happened in the last month, financial wise, with the club as I might like. Probably the only other person that really looks at this very closely is Bill Stram, so I'm interested in his reaction to this too. But it's not that hard to get a printout of all the checks and income and deposits.
Right.
And to me, that combined with the income and expense statement, and maybe the statement of the balances of what's in each, classification, that short one, would be an ideal treasurer's report. I think when we were discussing this before, I showed you how I had been kept printing out a one page
Right.
summary of
Okay.
all the transactions of the month. And I said, well, you're treasurer now, it's up to you. But I guess I would urge you to, since now, without being intimately involved in this for a month and then looking at this, I just don't feel like I get as clear a picture. For example, when I did generate the statement of all of the transactions for the month, just from my interest. And one thing I noticed is that we paid the postal service for the PO box for another year.
You did.
Was that discussed?
Pardon?
Was that discussed with anybody, with Katie or anybody?
Yeah, we discussed that at the end of last year, and Katie said she'd like to keep the box for another
Yeah.
year, and I said.
Oh, okay.
Outside it was okay.
Okay, I didn't remember that discussion.
Yeah, it was, I think it was the last meeting.
Yes, it was.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you like to have the box?
Yes,
Okay.
because
All right.
I want us to get to the point where I don't care who is in a particular position. We have standard set procedures that carry forward regardless of who's serving what role.
Okay,
Having a set PO box is important. I think,
Okay.
where all the mails go.
I mean, somebody has to be monitoring the box.
I am.
Okay, good.
I have the key.
Yeah,
You gave it to me,
There
right?
should be two keys, right?
I have one.
I think you still have the other one.
I never had one. It was Jackie and Dolores. Yeah.
Or
There might be a second key in the bank bag.
So Jackie said.
There is not.
The bank bag, that one there.
who gave you the key?
Last Jackie for it.
Jackie or
It was in there.
Dolores?
So that was $102.
I thought it
Yeah.
was.
$102 was for the bank box for the year.
That's it.
Who
Yeah.
was it?
So
Oh, is that the
I
spec?
don't want,
It's the second one. Second
I
one.
can take it.
So the president has the second key. Note that. Treasurer has.
Yeah, better put that in the minutes.
I
Damn.
and-
too.
actually, I didn't put that in the budget, by the way,
Oh, okay.
But-
Okay.
because I was thinking we might not use it.
We actually did have it in the budget.
Well,
Put $100 in for it.
no, that was actually for a lot of miscellaneous other stuff.
Well, then we won't get those other miscellaneous stuff.
Whatever.
Um, and anyway, you pick up things, when you get the, the printout of, and then some things that more appropriately addressed with maybe immediate.
So moving
you and
forward, we'd
Katie.
like to also have her include a detailed printout of checks cut.
Yeah, and
expenses paid
that,
on a
that's what it
monthly
looks like.
Got it.
So this is per the fiscal year, right?
Yes,
So if I'm looking at this, I see the August one, and then the roll up. So it tells me if the difference is that would have all happened in July. And we're on the accrual basis, right?
I'm not sure. We're cash basis.
we're
Not on a
cash.
cash basis. Not on a cash basis.
We're not.
When we invoice members for.
That's when the date that you invoice them.
It gets
It goes in
posted
as
the day
income
before.
for that day.
And so that's accrual.
Okay, then it's accrual.
So you could have accounts receivable, you can have accounts.
Yeah.
Do,
Okay,
Yes.
all right.
you do.
Okay, so moving forward, Joan will include that additional report, account expense report, when she distributes this.
What I
Any other
understand,
questions?
what I understand is I'm going to add a report on the checks cash for the prior month. And also on the income and expense statement, I am going to,
Not just
Add-
the checks cash, the
That's
checks
written.
checks written.
And
That's the account,
deposits made.
that's the account expense report. It'll pick all that up.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I'll run it through again.
Okay.
How you
I
do it.
can figure it out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So with that said, I just want to confirm, because we're going to talk about it here in a second. Have we cut a check to the school system for the 11,250 for the bookmobile?
No, not yet.
Okay,
Jim Rich said that he would let me know when he needed it.
okay.
And then I guess they had a change in membership contacts that he was dealing
Yes.
with the school,
Okay.
and he was having trouble figuring out.
Well, part of that is we are on the school board's agenda for Thursday of this week to formally, announce that we got the grant, blah, blah, blah. And
Would you like a check to present?
yes,
Okay,
there I am.
I bought the checkbook. We can do that later this morning or this afternoon.
Thank you. Okay. So with that said, I do want to do we have a motion to accept the financials as presented?
With
That
that,
correction. Yep.
so moved.
Bill, second from anyone?
Second.
Paul, with correction. Okay. All in favor? Aye. Excellent. I did, again, adding this as a line item so I don't forget these things. Last week, I let everybody know that we've done our contribution. I signed off on the contribution out to Arts Enter. Typically, it's at 150. It went up this year to 175, the cost of their ad, and that's typically how we've done our contribution, is an ad in their seasonal playbill. So I just want to let everybody confirm that through our minutes that we did that.
Are they gonna bill us?
No, I sent it to you, what the cost is. No, so we can go ahead and get a check cut
Okay,
to Art Center. That would be great. Marion has confirmed the ads in. So. Okay,
That gives us a quarter page ad.
it was a quarter page
I
ad.
had that wrong in my notes.
Yes, okay. And also just to follow up, Paul's been working on getting us a reorder of our T-shirts.
I sent it yesterday and
Yellow ones?
confirmation
Yep.
email this morning.
Yep. And again, I was a little confused. It was gonna be 200 or up to the 350, so I gave us authorization to pay up to 350 for the reordering of, sorry, not up to 350, up to 200 for the T-shirts. I didn't know it was gonna be 100 or 200 based upon your email dialogue with Andy.
I ordered 12 shirts and I don't remember what the cost is gonna be.
I know, but Andy had quoted a price of, anyway,
Yeah,
so I'll let you figure it. So we're giving you authorization so we can push that through. Everybody good with the reordering of the T-shirts? Absolutely. So by consensus,
we have plenty of T-shirts for in every size right now, except for extra large. So I ordered 6 extra large and then another medium and large to to give
in
about
one
an equal
day,
number of all of
before
those.
I'm done being your president, I'm gonna make sure we order some female T-shirts at some point.
Oh.
That is
I
not a
thought these
female.
were unisex.
No, they're not.
No,
Females have been wearing them.
I don't wear them. I bought my shirts already. But I won't make a fuss about it today. So. What?
you only had.
Oh, we do have some, so.
Yeah, I've got them in my truck.
what about hats? What
I
about?
got plenty of caps.
We've got small,
Many caps.
medium, large shirts. We're reordering the extra large as well. We've got caps on hand.
I cleaned out the back of my truck, reorganized everything, and I've got a box of hats on one side and box of shirts on the other side, easy to get to.
So we'll make sure everybody's aware of this, and if you don't have it, we get you hopefully the right size in the next week or so. Definitely, if you're gonna be there for the pickup on the end of the
I
month,
hope to have the new
you
T-shirt.
definitely want everybody in some of the yellow shirts, Rotary apparel, I should say. Because the Rotary shirts I bought were not yellow, I bought the blue ones. So anyway. Okay. Anything else on budget, treasurer's report? Hearing none, I'm gonna move us along then. Membership updates. I'm gonna add this as a standing item on our agenda as well. And I know we had a item come in from Bill for a potential new member.
Who's Ryan Peak?
Aha,
He lives right around the corner from him.
I know him from the fire department.
Yeah,
he lives in Windobuski's old house.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
He drives a truck.
Would it be appropriate that he come to a meeting before?
Oh,
Meeting?
you know why?
What do you know about him? Tell us a little bit about him.
He's my neighbor. I've known him for about a year. He and his, I'm not sure if his husband or wife have a little 2-year-old daughter. He works at home because he works for a company that does the megathons. What do you call those big things in a ball game? Or football?
Megathon.
Megatron.
Yes, he's in that business. And
I believe he's a treasurer of
Yeah,
the
he's
volunteer
the
fire
treasurer.
company.
yeah,
Charles Volunteer Fire.
I
Company.
thought it was more, driving the truck is more exciting.
He does both.
He has a truck too.
And I think his daughter is part of the New Roots Youth Garden.
She's too little. She's only two.
And I think he brings her there.
Really?
I don't know
I
why.
didn't know that. But,
I thought he did.
okay.
I went this summer, I didn't see it.
But
Okay.
Paul brings up a good point. Do you have to attend the meeting?
No, there's no requirement.
Oh,
But part of it is we need to make sure we know him and then quote it, I think, to the larger group that we have.
You invite him to come to
Yeah.
at least.
oh, he's been invited for a year now. He's a busy guy. So I finally just said,
He's a busy guy.
try to get him to come speak about the
Why
fire.
don't you invite him to come up here?
I have,
Oh, so we can meet him because you put it.
I have. How many times do I have to say that? He's been invited for a year.
He
So
hasn't shown up yet.
he's busy.
So if we make him remember, he's not gonna come either.
Are we sure he
I don't, we,
in the Rotary?
we want the membership.
Is he interested in being a part of Rotary?
Yeah, he really is.
Okay.
He's a busy guy.
Have a lot of members who don't come.
Yeah, you know.
And
Yeah, we
that's-
probably have about half a
And that's,
dozen.
and that's for a different time and discussion.
Yes.
It's about maybe changing up our meetings. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
Changing up our what?
Meetings, like our date, time,
Date, time.
Have evening.
thing. Well, like I have a social,
We used to.
well, that or maybe just a social thing where you don't have to have a meal. Okay, I mean, that's a lot of clubs are doing that now, where
Yes.
they meet at 5 o'clock. You know, at a place that has a bar or whatever, you know, and then they can order if they want to. But I mean, a lot of clubs are doing that now. So, and you know, we'd have to do some research on that, but I mean, you may attract a lot more people, but just
How about we add that to the October calendar agenda for discussion?
fine. I mean, if you look at last month's Rotarian
Yes.
magazine, there's in the back where they have the clubs, there's a big, nice article on that. So
What was that, like a satellite club or just
No.
part of the regular?
it
club?
was the club, and they changed their format because they were like a dying club, and they changed their format, and you know, I know that
That is the big push.
when I was the
Yes.
president, I asked a survey to go out about breakfast, lunch, dinner, time of the week, you know, and then all of a sudden, nobody wanted to change, and then we got kicked out of Aqua because we're not going to be open on Tuesdays. Yeah, every Tuesday, and you can change the Thursdays, and you know, I mean, you know, because that's a perfect place.
Just having one a month. I mean, one of the 3 meetings of the month.
Well, there are those that do that.
Yeah.
There are clubs that do that, but we used to also have,
We used to have an evening.
on the last Tuesday of the month, we had a social thing in the evening. And that was at the coffee house.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we just need to get
We need to talk about it
Consensus.
and start
Yeah.
putting it in people's minds,
Yeah.
thinking about. it. No, I know one of the things we talked about right towards the end of last year of your tenure is having the 5th Tuesday of the month. When that occurs, we make that the standing social.
that'd be like twice or 3 times a year.
At least 3 times a year minimum.
Last year, we were
Yes.
concentrating on the 100th anniversary.
Party, yes.
Sorry about the
Right.
social.
Right.
Ryan's father and grandfather are also Rotarians.
Say that again.
Ryan's father and grandfather
We're also Rotarians.
were
Yeah. Okay.
grandfather might be dead, I don't know.
And I know Ryan through the
Yeah,
fire company, so.
yeah, you know him,
Yeah.
and Joan knows him.
Right.
So,
I'm assuming that if he does become a member, he'll be an active associate member, since he won't be attending the meetings.
Yeah, that's one.
No, I don't
many
know
terms.
that.
Yeah,
We need to understand.
That option when he,
service member, yeah.
we have a lot of people that don't come and they're regular members.
And they pay the full
Yeah.
rate. Okay, okay,
I'm with you, Joe. It needs to be a discussion with,
Yeah, we give them the option.
right.
and
But once he becomes a member, he might kick in. I mean, why just,
He works at home,
Yeah.
but-
Yeah.
but
I eat lunch, but then, somebody.
You need to. Join us by Zoom.
Give them all the options.
I don't know this process, and I'm sorry, I don't have it in my knowledge banks yet. So do we reach agreement here, then we bring it to the full club? What's the process for bringing on a new member?
Has to vote, but they're supposed to fill out the paperwork first.
I still did that.
He did.
Oh, okay.
He sent it out to all of us a week ago. There.
Yeah, it didn't have much information on it,
It
but
said that to all of us. I didn't get it.
We need to vote on it today.
We don't need to vote on it today. I'm happy to reach out to Ryan and get a little more particular from him and interest
Yeah,
and,
give them a call.
yeah, I'm happy to do that. Okay. So I will bring this back at our next meeting or run it through yet through a vote by
Right.
email.
Yeah, we can do
Okay.
it by email.
Okay. Any other things on membership we need to talk about? Okay, I'm gonna come down to discussion and vote on club policies. This was a holdout from our budget meeting discussions and we just failed to bring it forward. So one of the items is we haven't had a change in our charge for service members. I think I got this right, Paul, so correct me if I did it wrong. And
it'll
it's
be
specifically
service
for the
members and
guests.
guests.
Sorry, it's the guests that I'm hitting at.
Guests that have to be paid for by members,
Right.
which means guests that aren't potential members.
Or a visiting Rotarian would pay that same fee, right?
Visiting Rotarians currently free. That's something the board could always come back to if they wanted to.
So we charge now $15 for
14.
14,
yes.
and it doesn't cover our cost.
That's what that's about is yes, is that for our current policy is at 14. Looking at the budget, we think it should go up to 16 because that at least covers costs we're incurring here at Smalls for the guest. So is everybody in favor of increasing the guest rate for meals $16?
So moved.
Second,
Favor?
Aye.
Okay,
so it'll take effect for the next quarter.
yeah, and so far I don't think we had a guest
Should
last
take
week.
effect immediately because there haven't been any yet.
No, there was one guest last week. Pete.
Oh, I thought he was a potential member.
Yeah. that's
He wasn't
what I
charged.
thought.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
So we
I
paid
didn't
for
I didn't
him.
realize Pete was being recruited as a potential member. Okay.
Oh, well, I asked
I-
Jason and Jason said, I hope so.
Oh, good. Okay.
So-
That's why he said he brought him, because he's been trying to join
Okay.
Rotary.
That works for me. Okay,
So are we back to it's effective immediately?
yeah, we can make it effective immediately then.
Thank you.
Okay, any other items under policies that we need to touch base on? You're none, moving on. I'm just
Oh.
trying to list all of our current programs and things we want to talk about each of these. So one of them being, we do have this mentor program for new Rotarians here in our club. Paul and I were talking about this last week, and the first issue is not all of them have gotten through the program yet. So we'll share this. I only have brought a couple of these. Here on that side of the table. Got it. Everybody who's in yellow has not completed their mentoring program. I understand that correctly.
so,
Correct.
so
Yes,
I look here at Graham. Graham was as a longtime Rotarian, so I mean,
Well, I know,
I know.
all right.
still,
Is he,
I
is
think
he
all he
is he
has-
okay with that?
think all he had to do was come to a board meeting. I think he'd finished everything else. And that's what he told me. And then, so I invited every one of these people in yellow to today's board meeting specifically. I said, send them an email. Said, if you still need to come to a board meeting to meet your mentoring requirement, we're meeting tomorrow morning at 11. No answers, except I did shake,
In Greece.
I did shake loose Ken Buddha, who sent Berta's copy to me. An email says, please tell Strong that I finished my mentorship program. And then Berta sent me an email saying, Ken Buddha has finished his mentorship program. No paperwork, but I'm gonna take it.
Okay.
Just the truth.
So with that said, I know a lot of them, a lot of these, primarily besides the board meeting, the newer members, it's because we haven't done a fireside chat. So
Right.
Payne, you and I need to get together, find a date and just announce that to everybody, make sure, hopefully it worked for everybody. And we can get that on the books and we'll try and get 2 of them, one year this fall and then 1 in the spring. So that way any new members we collect in the meantime can go to the one in the spring.
So I see you have question marks besides 2.
Well, yes, thank you. The last 2, the most recent 2 new members haven't had mentors assigned yet. I sent Katie an email saying, you know, we need, it's the president's duty to assign the mentor, although I'd be glad to make suggestions. These are my suggestions.
I'm okay with Dora. I don't know if she's okay with me. Though.
We can switch.
I don't know.
We can switch if you're more comfortable the other way.
Well,
You want Adam?
I'll take that. Let's switch.
All right.
Okay?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to, I don't mean to talk about it.
Okay,
So,
no
I think-
biggie.
I think
Fine. I'll take Dora, you take Adam Charney.
it's fine.
If the president wants to so assign.
I do. I'm a big one before I make you do it.
You have, you,
We'll.
are you still the keeper of the requirements?
Yeah.
So you'll send that out?
Yes, I will, to them and to
Got
you, yeah,
Got it.
yeah.
So
Okay,
who's taking on Dora?
me.
Paul.
Thank you.
Just a switch.
And who would you bring both to Adam and
No,
Dora?
I am. I'm doing it.
You're
Good,
swapping.
yeah,
Got
we're
it.
Swapping.
Okay, thank you.
Thought I brought the checklist with me, but I can't seem to put my hands on it. That's
I
okay.
chose you because you and I are the ones, Bill Payne does a pretty good job getting these people through the program. Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, some of the people that are mentors are.
Okay, so we're moving on from number 1, number 2. So that also then became the next question Paul had thrown out. Is our checklist too much for getting through the mentoring process? And so I know,
You know, consider, is it appropriate for us to have a committee to discuss this again, or should we?
I think it's, if we're good, I don't know, let's hear from everybody, because I don't know.
We used to have a membership committee. So, I mean, I remember Stan way back in the day. So, you know, maybe a small 3-person committee,
Okay.
you know, to say,
So
is this
who,
good enough? Do we want to?
within this board, do you want to do that the mentoring review, or would you like to offer it up to the larger club to
I
participate?
think 1 person from the board should be on the committee and then
Okay.
ask the 2 volunteers from there.
I would. I'm sort of self-assigned, I guess, as chairman of this committee. I've thought of having a small committee, but I'm not sure. I'm interested in y'all's feedback. But I would like for somebody that's been through the mentorship program to be a member, and give us some feedback like Libby has. She'd like to be on the committee. Yeah, who you? Where are you, Libby?
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
But Dave
Dave would be good.
would be a good person that's on the committee. Yeah. He has good,
Yeah.
he has some good stuff. I mean, I mean, he's really, I know he's a busy guy, but it's worth the ask,
He at least did finish the program
right? And he-
under your
I would-
tutelage.
So, and just to broaden things, it'd be nice, looking at the mentor list, because I don't want to keep drawing upon you and you to do this. So let's reach out and either have Jim Rich be a part of this or John Burtis, because they've been on the mentor list, and let's have them be a part of.
Jim, okay, first of
Go
all,
ahead.
Jim Rich is the mentor for Betty Bid.
Well, this is my
Betty
point.
still hasn't finished.
This is my point. That's why I'm picking them.
And Burtis, he admitted in his email that he hasn't done anything.
Well, don't you think then they should be part of
I
that?
thought he retired.
So that's why I'm suggesting to pull them in, because they have a different perspective than say. you
Oh,
may
you mean to
have.
be on the committee?
Yes, to be on the committee, to
Okay.
review the process and rules and the way we're set up and running it.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Are you okay with not being on the committee? Is comes to the
No.
question. So you want to influence the direction of this committee from the outset. I'm hearing that. So Libby suggests we can ask Dave Wilcox between Jim and Burtis. Do you guys have a preference? Who we
Yeah.
ask?
Well, the question is, do you want to get something done? Or do you want to languish?
Like I said, John,
And Jim Rich send me on it.
I'd like them to come back in about 3 weeks, to come back at the next board meeting with a full report and they're done. Their work is done. Is that reasonable? Okay, so again, with that now said, that we ask them to report back to us in 1 month from now. Jim Rich or John Burtis? You're shaking your head. I need an answer.
What do you think, Jim Rich?
Jim Rich. Okay. And then I'm happy, Paul or Bill, who would like to serve as well? We'll make this a 4-member committee.
Is Libby gonna be on it?
Yes,
And Dave Wilcox?
we're gonna ask Dave if he would be a
Me.
part of it.
Plenty.
And Jim Rich,
And
that's what I said.
Paul doesn't,
Bill, I'm looking at the
Paul.
two of you.
Paul,
Okay.
Next week. Okay.
Okay. So that's the goal, is to have this report back. Report at the October meeting. Okay. And then part of that with this committee, once you align the requirements, the checklist process, then we probably should reaffirm the Rotarians who are serving as mentors and their desire to still be part of the program and assist in this and really do the job. Sound fair? Okay. So then moving on, update on our raffle fundraiser for the Bookmobile project. As I announced at the last, or I think I did, and I'll announce it again today, we are going to the school board meeting this Thursday at 6 to give them the formal presentation. We got the grant and money and blah, blah, blah.
Where
It is at the school board offices up at Machipongo,
the offices, that's
Yeah.
the building to the left,
to the
okay.
building to the left.
Okay,
That's, and
I know
in
where
there
it
is where they do their school board meetings. 6 p.m. and we are first on the agenda. Again, reminders, Joan has already started. I'll announce the club as a whole. Got to turn in all your raffle tickets by Saturday morning so that we have the final set, and then anything we sell that day at the Krabby Blues Festival will go into that pot as well.
Who will, just so you know, I am working the Krabby Blues Festival, selling beer, wine, and margaritas from 2 to 7.
Yep.
So I don't think I'll be able to coordinate the drawing, so someone else needs to be able to run it.
And that will be part of today's announcement. The club meeting is we need people to volunteer to set up, staff the booth at the Krabby Blues Festival. Again, got the information as to when we can get in to set up. It's around 12:30 or so. You can set up your tent and your table. And then the festival starts at 2. It runs to 8, I believe it does. 7.
2 to 7.
2 to 7. So it's really 5 hours we're looking to cover here. And again, as the table's as small as what we had 4th of July. It's small.
And we can sell tickets there too.
Yeah, that's the whole point, is to
Yeah.
sell tickets.
Right.
So I thought the drawing is at 6, right? I thought I'd seen that somewhere.
Say that again?
The draw.
Somebody said the drawing was
I
at 6.
think I heard somewhere, I read
On the
somewhere it said,
Well, the tickets got the wrong date, actually.
Well, we know the tickets at the wrong date of the Krabby Blue Festival.
14th instead of 7th.
Yeah,
Drawing is at 6 PM, September 17th at the Krabby Blues Festival. That's what's on the tickets.
okay, so.
actually the 14th.
14, but we had the 17th on here. That's the way it goes.
Sorry, you don't have to be present. You don't have to be
You
present.
don't have to be present for it. But
And the people who believe 17, if they win, they'll get notified early.
I don't think it'd be an issue if we start breaking down before 7 PM at the Krabby Blue Festival. Their instructions are a little longer if you're selling or if you're a merchant per se, so.
Future presidents said it during the meeting.
We can check Jason off this requirement.
Oh, Jason has met many of the
I
requirements.
know.
I did. I was thinking maybe you had to make the full one, but.
Down on item 7-ish. That's where we are right now.
Okay.
Or, yeah, 7B is where we are, talking about the raffle. So again, I'll promote that today to get participation, we hope, of members showing up to work the day this coming Saturday. Just a reminder, we have the Rotary cleanup of 184 for the end of the month, Saturday. We also have a peace pole dedication ceremony next Saturday, the 21st, from 4 to 5 PM in Central Park. And lastly, the Cape Charles Rotary Candidates Forum is the 21st and 22nd of October. I think that is our next event that's coming on the calendar. We have confirmed all the candidates will participate in it, and I now have from our membership who's willing to help get the 3 questions together. I've also asked for the Main Street organization to give me some names. They've given me names. So I got to send out an email today to get that out, to get those group of people together to get the 3 questions hammered down to go to the candidates. So we are.
Who's doing
lining
a
up.
flyer?
I will do one if I'm forced to it, but I prefer it not be me. So with anybody willing to put together a flyer promoting this date. And again, I can tell you the names of the candidates that will be appearing on each day, so that we can include that in the flyer as well.
I can do a draft of the flyer.
You should be willing to do that.
Yeah.
Is it just going to be on the happenings or?
It'll
We'll
go to the Gazette.
we'll
and
put into the
happenings in
Gazette, the
paper.
happenings.
Okay.
Main Street's willing to promote it as well.
Okay.
And because there was a question that was thrown on the Facebook group of Cape Charles Charity Chat yesterday, I chimed in and put some info in about it too. So. Okay. And speaking of club committees, I actually had this on my mind for some time, is trying to make sure I know what are our club committees. I really would like to get that structure standing again. I'm still a little vague as to who was doing what before, so I wouldn't mind getting some information, filling that in. I think these were our club committees before, so if I've gotten it wrong, tell me. I did add a new one of public relations. So let's start there. Is everybody good with the number of committees I'm listing and their functionality? I'm listing membership, foundation, public relations, service, social, speakers, and youth.
There is
What that for?
another committee called administration committee that's specified in the bylaws.
Administration?
Yeah, it would only
Is that
need
just-
to meet if somebody said that the bylaws needed to be revised or something like that.
Okay,
And I've been chairman of that for a couple of years. I don't mind.
administration and
Because
that's
it does
bylaw
nothing.
review.
Haven't had any meetings then.
No, there may be meetings.
And Paul's the chairman and sole member. Okay, Paul Strong.
So my recommendation is, I know that Jim Rich
I've convinced him, or not.
You never put anything out, did you?
Jim sent me a list of the
Of-
committee.
that he had
filled
and
with
the people.
numbers, Sort of kept them the same. I added a few. you know.
So
Okay.
if you took
I'll see
those,
if I don't know if Laura's put it in Dropbox, keep this, keep.
Okay. I'll
But-
look at, but yeah, if you might have it, send it to me.
I think the best thing to do is to put the people on the committees, after that, and just say, you're on these committees. If you have
Yeah.
a problem with it, then see me or whatever.
Yes,
See the committee chair.
okay. So at this point,
So everybody needs to be on the committee.
you're the committee chair for
I
foundation,
am.
okay? For service,
Used to be Burgess. I don't know.
we're gonna throw him on that, then we'll see what he does. Social committee,
That used to be.
That was Joe.
Richie.
Reggie, you're
It
it.
was
Turned
Reggie.
into the 100th anniversary committee, basically.
Right.
So we need to find somebody
It
else. to
was
chair.
Reggie and Joe volunteered,
Yes.
and it turned into the 100th anniversary.
Right. Okay, so we need to select somebody for the social. Actually, believe it or not, maybe Dave or Graham would actually be pretty good on that.
Damn right. That would be a great,
Great.
yeah.
Or Graham, okay. Speakers, I think Bill has been taken, Bill Payne's been
Yeah.
taken lead on the speakers. But I think he's also involved in the youth committee.
Jason.
That's all right. Yeah.
Jason?
Jason is you.
Oh,
Oh.
you're youth? You know this, Jason?
Feel youthful.
Oh, I know you.
Someday.
You're very useful compared to the rest of us.
You.
So again, this is just, I'm trying to make sure I know who are supposed to be like the heads of each.
Belly buttons. Yeah,
Each of these. And yes, part of my conversation with Jim a couple weeks ago is he would take over the membership committee.
Who
Jim Rich.
is he?
Yes. Because that had been me. That's the trade-off of me being president.
Okay.
Well,
Who do we say was public relations?
we haven't named anybody for public relations. So that is the nut that needs to be cracked. I think getting some help.
So do we have anybody that is good at that? You really, in reality, the person that should be on that is Jim Rich. Because of, just because of his position. He was my first inkling and Stan used to be. membership.
Dan was membership?
He was, wasn't he head of membership? Stan?
Who said membership, but I don't recall him doing a whole lot.
Okay, well, I'll
Hey,
start getting
I
that.
don't know. I'm thinking of anybody else.
Mark, if you can find the old list, that'd be great. I'll mesh it all, send it out. To the group at large. The rest are just a couple of reminders of things coming up. We've got the Rotary District Conference is coming up the end of the month in Richmond. Announcing that as part of their service project that they're doing with the conference, they're doing a collection of hats, gloves, and scarves that will be contributed to the Salvation Army. So I'll announce that today. In addition, did we have any Rotarians die from this club in the last year? Reggie's the only
Reggie was
one I
here
talked with. He was here before. I couldn't remember. Okay. If I didn't miss anybody, I didn't miss the deadline. Thank you. Okay. Joan, I sent you out that they're doing a training session on DAC-DB. There's one today. They're going to repeat it again Saturday, the 21st, and then it gets recorded and put onto the training academy. And this is a payments gateway onto our website. So
Everybody signed up.
yay. So we can eventually get that checked off. And then lastly, Bill, I know that day coming in October, are we gonna do anything special?
Oh, I have it, I put it down on my calendar to do that on 29th.
Okay,
Reason I put it 29th is after polio day, but the week before, the second, I'm not here.
okay. So we will do something that day. What would that something be?
Deep purple pinky.
I want to make sure. Purple Pinky Day. Okay. It'd be great. And I know maybe it's not good. I don't know, you guys tell me, but seeing if Karen's dad could join us that day.
Sure.
And
George Elwood.
maybe you can talk about. He's
Yeah.
been afflicted with polio
Yeah.
and talk about what that means. to
That'd be
him.
great. Maybe he could be the speaker if he did.
Okay, I will find that out
Check it out. You don't have, you have a speaker already for
for the end of October.
29th of October?
No. So we've got somebody,
Maybe.
I'll talk to Karen and see what that. Okay. Okay, so that was my list of stuff that I've accumulated from the various emails I got bombarded with over the last month. So, anybody have anything else that we didn't cover today?
Very good.
Excellent. So do I have a motion to
So moved.
adjourn?
So moved.
What time are we at? Oh, we're ahead of